Hi everybody, Lori here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a fun project to share with you using some new products from the latest March release with Concord 9th. I'm going to be featuring the Window Shop pop-up base dies. I fell in love with this when I saw, if you've checked out the March release videos with Concord 9th, Carissa Wiley made some incredible little boutique shop storefront cards, fell in love with them, and I couldn't wait to try out these fun new dies. So I'm going to start by making my little storefront. This is where you can really get creative and customize. I just did some Aqua Sky cardstock. Most of the cardstocks I'm using are also going to be Concord 9th, but you could use pattern paper. You can customize your storefront, whatever colors you want. And there's so many extras and little doodads and bits and bobbers that you can add to really have fun. I'm a sucker for anything architectural. So this is just right up my architectural love and alley. Okay, so there you have your simple little Aqua Sky little storefront. That's the base of it. It's got two big windows there. And then I'm not going to adhere it yet, but I'm going to prep it. So I'm putting some score tape. You could use liquid glue, tape runner. Score tape is nice because it has a very strong hold. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so there you have your storefront. That's your base, and I have a white card base too. Also, you could do a lot of different colors of card bases. Now, there's a little like roof or awning, and I pulled out, this is some really old pattern paper. I believe it's by Paper Tray Ink, but I kind of wanted a black and white striped awning, you know, like a candy shop vibe or something, but this was the closest thing I could find. Might be fun if you did like some ink blending. You could like make a striped awning. Now for the door, I chose some darker peacock cardstock, and you can add little windows to the door. You can make a solid door, add the windows, versatility. And so I thought the peacock looked good on the Aqua Sky. And then there's all these little finishing touches, like extra little molding details you can add to the door. Optional, but I feel like every little thing adds a little something something. And then there's a little mail, what do you call that you put in a door? A little mail drop, a little doorknob. I did those out of some matte gold cardstock. And then now this is what really, if you want to know the honest truth, this is what really sold me on the whole thing. This little string of lights. I'm going to do pom-poms, but listen, you put a string on lights on anything, I'm down. I'm down. String of lights, forget about it. I'm there. And then there's extra little trim. I don't really know. I was just kind of going off of the website because a lot of times I don't really know where all of this stuff goes. And I don't think there's necessarily rules, but check out that bright red poppy bicycle. I thought, how cool would a bright poppy bicycle with white tires look in front of this aqua storefront? I actually have a really neon coral. Maybe I should have made the bike neon coral, because years ago my family got me a big old mama bike. Bright coral. It's got a big old cushy seat on it, and I love it. It's one of those easy rider bikes. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then I did some khaki, I believe that's khaki or whatever you call it, wheat for the seat. And then I also did some handlebars. I think I did those out of gold. I'm just embellishing the day away using all the little bits and bobs. There's a few different types of flower pots, few different shapes of plants that you can put in there, and I'm just having a day. I'm mix and matching some sprout, some parsley cardstock. This is just fun. I wish I could do this to the front of my house, add all these little details so effortlessly. But landscaping, that's one of my dreams. I would love to get new, beautiful, modern landscaping on the front of our house. One of these days, one day we're going to do it. But until then, we've got these bushes, big old bushes. But I'd love to have some, some stuff that looks cool. Some flowers, maybe a little whatnot. Okay, here's a little flower shop stamp set. And it's got a little open sign. I'm going to stamp it with VersaFine ONYX black ink onto some white cardstock. And then there's dies. You can cut out the sign. You can cut out the base of the sign out of black cardstock. I'm going to adhere those two together. And then I'll adhere this on the door because we're open for business. And by the way, I'm using Barely Arts glue, and this embellishment wand is getting a workout today on that card. Now for the back of the door, I thought, I don't know, I had an idea. What if I just slapped a little vellum on the back of the windows to kind of give it a bit of a frosted look? In the end, I don't really think it had as much impact as I thought it would, because when you set it over top of that aqua sky cardstock, you're really not noticing the vellum so much. But I kind of wanted to have a little separation between the door windows and the aqua sky building behind it, you know what I mean? But you'll see here when I lay that over top, it does look cool in the hand, but when you lay on top of the building. Now let's get back to the string of lights. These little teeny tiny pom-poms, I've had them for years. I've been collecting them. I have them from, I think I bought them at Hobby Lobby. I think you can get them off of Amazon. The teeniest, tiniest little pom-poms that you can buy. And yes, I'm going in rainbow order. This is what really inspired the whole entire project. So I'm like, I want to make a storefront with a string of rainbow pom-poms. How cute would that be if these were actually lights, but they're also kind of fuzzy pom-poms? But there's a lot of other things too. I'll show you here. The die set actually has these little tiny circles. You could cut out solid color cardstock. Also enamel dots. I contemplated using rainbow enamel dots too. That would be fun. But I think it'd be cool too if you did the solid color cardstock and then added some glossy accents to make them shiny. And I'm just adding, these are more dies in the pop-up shop. I think these make little, what do you call it? Pillars. I'm going to put these pillars on the side of the building. Same, I'm doing tone on tone. So these are aqua sky too. I didn't want to add too much more color. There's already a lot going on, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm just gluing these little detail pillars to the side. It gives a little interest, but yet it doesn't compete. Okay, so you're popping those on. They're flanking the little boutique pop-up shop. This is all coming together. Everything's getting glued down now. I'm basically just assembling this. And yeah, it's a labor of love, not gonna lie. It's not a quick and simple card, but I'll tell you what, I was smiling the whole time. And now I want to make a bunch more. And there's extra little add-on dies I'll show you at the end of the video where you could customize your shop, whether you want to make it a flower shop or a little boutique that sells clothing. But that bike, that's just so cute. Now, I'm removing that score tape. You know, before you adhere your pop-up shop, if you want to put anything on the inside, now's the time to do it before you add your, you know, your front. But I decided just to leave the inside of the building blank. And then now I'm adding my little striped awning, just gluing that flat down. And then I'm going to glue the little pom-poms to the back of the awning flap. So I put a little dot of glue on the string of pom-poms, adhering that to the back flap of my awning. And wait till you see this. I mean, it's the little things, people, that bring the most joy. It really is. Look at that. It's a party waiting to happen. Now let's talk sentiment. Have I thought about it? No, but there's this Hello Lovely from that same flower shop little mini stamp set. I'm going to emboss it in white on a little strip of peacock. I'm testing out my new Simon Says Stamp embossing powder brush. I've never used an embossing powder brush. For years I've always just had that little magic powder bag. So that was the first time I tried the brush. I was a skeptic, but it worked perfectly. Now I'm stamping my sentiment with Versamark ink. I stamped it 3 times just to make sure. Sometimes I overdo it, but I just always want to make sure I got good coverage so that my white embossing powder gets a, you know, a thick layer. You ever emboss something and it's kind of sparse? I ain't got time for that. That's why I stamp my sentiment 2-3 times. Stamp it twice to make it nice. Now pop that up right there. It says Hello Lovely. Or you could stamp a sentiment on the inside of the card if you didn't want to put anything. Now these are the extra little dies. This is the fashion shop dies. You could add dresses, chandelier, a mirror, and then there's the flower shop dies. You could add some plants and some greenery and bouquet in the shop if you want to. But I just stopped as is. Look, it opens up. It does fold flat if you want to put it in an envelope. Those pom-poms might give you a little trouble, but hey, it's worth it. 100%. And there you have a cute little pop-up shop card featuring the new March products from Concord 9th. Make sure and check out the release for more inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.